want it, baby, more than I want it.
They don't.
Nobody on it, baby, the way that I'm on it, believe me.
Please do. Believe me, baby.
Nobody want it, baby, more than I want it. Nobody on it, baby, the way that I'm on it, believe me. Nobody want it, baby, more than I want it. I'm up on it early, bright in the morning. This feelings like I'm performing right after a long night of recording. For all those dark, cold nights I was dormant, have to be handled accordingly. Cause those that are
Welcome back, y'all. Yo, before we get into this, listen, man. This is Duct Tape. It's your boy Duct Tape from Upstate 518 to be exact. As soon as I jumped off the porch, I was grinding G-Packs. Know that, a.k.a. Network King. Welcome to the Quotes Podcast, where you can quote me on this. This is where we discuss quotable statements that create quotable moments. And before I get started, I just want to say salute to all the truck drivers out there, because without us, nothing goes down, nothing gets sent around town, and y'all will be down and out without a guy like me. So, salute to all the truck drivers out there, man. Just keep your eye on the road, stay safe, drive safe, be aware of your surroundings, typically in inclement weather, because I kind of had a scare. Guys. I'm just happy to be here. I'm glad no one got hurt. Pretty shaken up, I'm sure. However, there was no fatalities. There was no major injuries. The guy's vehicle was definitely took the worst of the encounter. And, I'm just happy to be here. I'm glad he's okay. Everything is all right. Just to give you some, put it into context for you. So when we just had, like, the Northeast is crazy. It's still snowing. We had a blizzard in the spring. Like, shit is weird. So this past week, we had a snowstorm, and I had to drive in it. And I was in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Vermont. Now, on my way back, I was going 90 south, I believe. Was it 90 south? I think it was 90 south. I was going. And, I'm driving along. Weather's terrible. I'm doing about 50, 55 and a 65. And a car attempted to pass me on the left side. It's a 2-lane highway, right? Because it's split. It's 2 lanes on this side, and then it's split by a whole, and then it's 2 on that side. So it's a 2-lane highway. They're going, I'm going, there's traffic everywhere. They attempt to speed past me in the fast lane, and he lost control. And I seen it happening real time in my mirror. I mean, obviously I'm there. However, it was just a crazy experience to experience, man. And if anybody's familiar with trailers, on tractor trailers, you see that little thing that is under the trailer, which is called like the skirt. If it weren't for that skirt, he could have hit my, I think it's a 55-gallon diesel tank, or he could have hit my rear wheels, which would have caused a catastrophe, because, like I said, it was traffic everywhere. So that skirt pretty much saved his life. His windshield was chunks of his windshield on my trailer still. Like, it was a very scary experience. I held my composure. I am a professional driver. I did maneuver properly to make it to just one vehicle that was kind of messed up in it, as opposed to it being multiple vehicles. Like I said, it was traffic. There was another tractor trailer behind me, multiple cars behind him, other cars behind this other car. And he lost control, ended up under my trailer, nose first, got shot out from under my trailer, went into the center median, the ditch or whatever, what have you, and proceeded to tumble multiple times. What I will say is he was driving a Subaru, so salute to Subaru for that. Y'all should cut me a check because that's promo like they've been doing with them cups, with a cup caught on fire. I mean, car caught on fire and the shit was still ice, whatever them cups is. Yeah, send me a check, Subaru. That was promo, baby. I'm telling you. Yeah, it was scary, man. It was scary. However, he got out. He walked away. His car was not so lucky. I was a bit shaken up, a little nervous behind it. However, here I am to tell the story. And yeah, it was a scary experience. It was my first experience, and I've been driving in terrible weather, since I had my license. However, that was kind of just like a wake up, like to always be on point and be careful when you're driving next to these tractor trailers because it's nothing but spew and slush and everything shooting out. No matter how good of a driver you may think you are, when them roads are terrible and then it just makes it even worse, you can lose control, you know? So just be careful. And yeah, what I would say is just, salute to all the truck drivers, man, because we have a very difficult job to do. Rain, sleet, or snow, we out there and we're making sure everybody gets their products. You feel me? So just pay attention, be on point, take it easy, y'all. You feel me? Also, I would like to say, please, please, please like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. I would greatly appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and share. Put your peoples on. Let them know what's going on here. What I got going on. It's a very positive look. I just acquired, because I was just in Atlantic City. Salute to Lit and AC. Fire. That was a who was on the car. Salute to Rocky from North Philly, female from North Philly named Rocky. She was, she opened it up. That was an official set. Salute to Core from Philly. I always been up on Young Boy. He goes hard. It was the Lost Boys was in the building. PD Crack and Free, Remy Ma, Fab, Ross, and Jeezy, hosted by Buck Wild. That was an amazing show. That show was like 4 hours long, no cap. However, it was amazing. I enjoyed it, every minute of it. The whole weekend was so lit. Salute to y'all if y'all was down there. People was hitting my phone. I ran. It's crazy. I ran into a lot of people that I know down there. I was supposed to get a lot more content, basically to just put it up here and do it like this and bring y'all in my world. I do have a little bit of it, like of the sets and all that. However, I was unable to get what I wanted to get as far as like the concert goers' reactions and who's the best and all that. I was pretty lit, I had a very good weekend. I was pretty lit, so that did not happen the way I would have liked it to. However, like I was saying, I've acquired some new subscribers to the channel, and one person did inform me that they would pass it off to their younger child just as long as, I think she said it was 10, just as long as it's like, informative content and nothing crazy that I wouldn't want my 10-year-old to watch. So I informed her of that. So, just got to keep it green. However, like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate all the new followers. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Just thank you. Welcome to the world of, you can quote me on this, welcome to the world of duct tape. And this is what we got going on here. This is a very, very informative and very awesome pod that is going to most likely be one of the best pods to go down in history. It's growing slowly but surely. However, the one thing I put my stamp on is it's growing authentically. You feel me? And that's a way to kind of like segue into what we have in store for you guys, which is merch. Okay? Merch is coming soon. Shout out to my guy, Daryl. He run the guard shack at my job and all that. He was an individual that just accepted what I was presenting to him organically and officially, and he got hit with a nice. Basically, I'm saying he is the absolute first person to get the bundle, which is a T-shirt, custom bag, custom T-shirt, custom bag. You get a magnet, you get a sticker, and you get a cup. I will present some of these things on my next episode because, like I said, uh, well, I don't think I said it. However, I will say it. My next episode will be, this is 24. My next one is 25. I got a huge surprise for you guys. I know you guys are probably looking at this like, what the hell is that up there? I'm gonna integrate that into. I'm gonna integrate this into the pod. So this is the idea that was given to me by an individual. And if you listen, I know people that have great ideas, right? And this one person in particular, I'm going to save his name right now because he's definitely going to come on the pod and he's definitely going to talk about what he has to offer and things of that nature. So I don't want to kind of put it out there too soon. However, I was given this idea by him, and this is a way for you guys to just go ahead and be involved, right? Interact, right? Because you can follow me all in the description. All you need to know is to follow me, right? You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Snapchat. You can follow me on TikTok. Well, the pod, Quotes Podcast on Instagram, Quotes Podcast on Snapchat, hashtag UCQMOT _podcast on TikTok. And I want y'all to interact, yo. I need some interaction because what this is right here, the same way Charlamagne the God has Donkey of the Day, my boy hit me with the, you need to do Bozo of the Week. So, salute to Cuz. Like I said, he will be coming on the pod. He's going to have his own episode because he is that influential. He is that, he is such a staple of where I'm from and, what I got going on here. So, he has great ideas. And if anybody ever needs like a great business idea or anything of that nature, I would recommend you tap into him, tap his, what I mean? Tap into his mental, tap into what he has to offer because he's giving it away for next to nothing. Sometimes you could just pull up, have dinner, have a couple shots, and get free game all day, every day. And you will definitely see that when these episodes to come. Because as you can see, the set is expanding. Okay. I got room for guests now. Salute to my guy Gutty Raw. I'm gonna get you on here, pause, because we already had the discussion of getting him on here to promote his latest project that he just dropped, No Tomorrow. So, Gutty, if you watching, I got you, my God, and not forget about you. Like you are, you know what I mean? We're gonna get you up here, man. I was just listening to your album or LP. I'm not sure what to call it yet. However, he can clarify when he comes up here. However, yeah, I'm getting things together. Things are coming together, and it's looking like how I want it to be presented. So I'm feeling more comfortable with getting individuals up here and us having this, these chats and these sit downs. Bring you more into my world and what I got going on and things of that nature. So, like I was saying, go ahead and follow me on any social media platform. Submit your nominations for Bozo of the Week, and maybe yours will air on the next episode. So next episode 25, I'm going to implement this into the episode. So hit me up in the DMs, man, if you want to nominate somebody as Bozo of the Week, or Bozo for the week, or Bozo of the week, or whatever, hit me up, and then we'll, holler at that Bozo. You dig? Alright, yo, I know I was really long with introducing this. However, so let's get right into it, man. So the quote of the episode was given to me by a dear friend, and when it was presented to me, I just knew that this was gonna be the absolute topic, or not, excuse me, the absolute quote for, what I mean, this episode. All right, so the quote of the episode is, "Don't confuse motion with progress. Anyone can run in place." Yo, that right there, was so dope, yo, because you got to take things into perspective, right? You could be moving around, shaking, you could be doing a bunch of stuff, right? And still be in place. And this kind of attests to like people from your city, people from your town, where you're from, that you see that have a great persona or a great facade, putting on a great facade, and it's not really what it seems. It's a lot of that going on, right? Particularly, let's say, social media, let's say Instagram or whatever. You know, you see people doing things and flashing things and showing things that are not necessarily really what it is, or it's not even theirs, or they don't own it, or they don't, for whatever it is, whatever it may be, right? And then you have people following that because they think that's the way to go, or they think that's how to get this stuff, or whatever the case may be. Like, these can actually be, yeah, you got motion, yeah, you moving around, you doing things, you doing this, you doing that, Like, where are you really going though? You know what I mean? Like, where are you really going though? You just running in place, man. You on a treadmill. What, you just came from Planet Fitness? That's what you got going on. You ain't doing absolutely nothing, man. It may look like something to people who don't know you. It may look like something to people who don't know no better. And you know what I mean? If that's what you want to do, that's your thing. Do your thing. Be a running in place ass nigga. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Because people like me and people like, you know what I mean, that I associate myself with, they know the importance of not putting too much out there, not putting too much for the eye to see, because that's when the hate comes in. And don't get me wrong, haters are your best, motivators, and they're your promotion team and things of that nature. However, you know what I mean? Like, not everybody can maneuver around hate the same. You feel me? So when it's people showing too much, a little too flamboyant, and just showing off a little too much, 9 times out of 10, they ain't really got nothing else to go off of. They just want you to know them for this and this only, this particularly, right? I'm inspired by the people that pop out and be like, damn. Because I said, I do be like, damn, I wonder, you know what I mean? I wonder what boy got going on. Because he got something going on. And it's not just motion. Like, he really got something going on. I only see him this time, that time, this time. Very rarely see him. And I'm one and the same. Like, it's very rare you're going to see me, right? And if you do see me, I'm on the clock damn near. I don't have no days off, no times off, or none of that. You know what I'm saying? When you're attempting to, which will kind of bleed into the next quote. However, when you're attempting to create generational wealth and do things to put your family and your kids in a better financial space, there is no time off. There is no days off. There just isn't. You know what I mean? I might be taking time off from my full-time job. However, now it's my other full-time job, which is building the business, building a business, attempting to run a business, like it's so much you got to put into it. Like there is no days off. Like I'll be putting in so much work maybe one day that the next day, if I don't put nearly enough as that much work, I feel like I ain't doing shit. However, I do something every single day. There's not a day that goes by that nothing is not getting done to feed into the progression of what I'm building here. You understand what I'm saying? So just don't be fooled by the motion, because niggas could be running a place all day in America, going nowhere fast. You know what I mean? And if that's what you are into, if that's what you like, that's cool too. Like I'm not even gonna knock you for that. Like, do your thing. Like, that's just not my thing. You know what I mean? I'm not with the running a place thing and all that, and doing things that are not like worthy of anything. You know, that's like copping something that you can't sell. Like, why did you cop that? You can't even get rid of it. Now you're just stuck with it. Why do you have that? To say you got it? Oh, I just bought 10 pounds. You bought 10 pounds of dirt that you're going to be sitting on forever. Then you're going to wind up smoking it, and then you're going to wind up just giving it away because you got 10 pounds of dirt. Nobody wants that. You know what I'm saying? Just to, put in a perspective along those lines, and, just put in that type of perspective, like, just don't put yourself behind the eight ball that much to where you're following a goofy that's just running in place, man. Set your own trend or do it yourself. I'm a prime example. You know what I mean? So first caveat, man. So Mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, says that New York City is one of the safest cities. The subways are safe. However, you have a man that hit an MTA employee in the face with a glass bottle on one hand, right? You're adding, I think it was National Guards to the subway. You know, they out there with M16s and AR-15s and all that walking around. He says that he speaks to you know, uh, pedestrians in the city, and they say, oh, they feel safer. But then you have, on the other hand, other people that's like, no, you make it seem very hostile. I think it's jumping out on a limb to say that New York City is one of the safest big cities in the country or whatever. Cap. I'm calling Cap. Mayor Eric Adams. I'm calling Cap. Like I saw your interview on the Breakfast Club. I can't remember Shorty's name. I was kind of like one of his constituents that was kind of like giving it to him. So like I'm calling Cap, bro. Like there's no way that you're telling me MTA workers are just getting smacked in the face with bottles. White women is just getting ran down on and punched on. Old people, like it was just shootings in the shit. Like, and then you're going to say, all right, we're setting up these checkpoints for just like to randomly check people. Come on. Here we go again. I was just saying that y'all not going to do this outside of the MTA realm or whatever, like the subway and shit. Now you're gonna do it inside the subway. Like if you know anything about New York City, like bro, it sucks to drive there. There's never no parking, and if you live there, then it's best that you kind of take the train because you can get around faster. You ain't got to worry about parking, find parking when you get there. Things of that nature. Take it. It's a shit show, man. And then they're talking about now they're upping the rate of like getting into New York City, $20 something from Jersey, and then like it's like what's going on? Like it don't make no sense. Y'all upping it prices to get in there because now you got to pay these extra 1,000 officers or guards or whatever or what have you. You got to pay these people extra money now. Or you know what I'm saying? So now, all right, let's take it from the taxpayers once again, or people that live in New York City or don't even live in New York City because it's so high to live there that they live outside of New York City. So then they got to pay extra money to get into the city. Like, bro, the shit is just, it's crazy. One thing he did say that kind of like stuck out to me was if you look at when it comes to the migrants and asylum seekers, when they put them in these cities, these are cities that are ran by African Americans, like the mayors. You know what I mean? It's New York City, black mayor. Um, Chicago, black mayor. I think it was Los Angeles is a black mayor, and I think it was Texas. If I'm not mistaken, like Houston or I don't know. If I'm not mistaken. It's I mean that is kind of crazy. Like they want to hit y'all with all this, bombard y'all with all this to say, oh, listen, man, they're not even capable of running these cities. These black mayors aren't capable of running these cities, and throwing a monkey wrench in the shit. I listen. I could see that happening. However, y'all got to figure out and find a way to get around that. Like, work with the people work with your people. Say if this is happening, right? Say if this is true. Now you got the government attempting to bamboozle y'all and trick y'all out y'all position, right? Your government officials, all right, cool. However, go down to your people, figure because it's about the people. It don't matter what they try to do to you, as long as you got your people's backing you and your people's got your back. Like, what could they do for real? There's nothing that they can do except for trying to attempt to make it harder on you, and then you just make sure you return a favor by doing what you need to do for your people so they can back you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's obviously is what you're saying is war inside the government system. Like they're against you, and they don't want to see you win. So I get it. If that is the case, I get it. However, you got to do the right thing. You got to do what you need to do in order to have the people back you. So do that. Worry about doing that instead of spreading propaganda and all these lies about New York City is one of the safest cities in the country. I'm yelling cap. I'm gonna call Kaepernick that one. You know what I mean? Because I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. I live in what I consider to be upstate New York. So salute to everybody upstate New York. Um, it, like New York, period, is crazy. And these small towns, these small cities, all around New York City, like New York is just wild for real. All right, so moving on. New Florida law bans children under 14 from having social media accounts. Um, I want to move to Florida. I want to move to Florida even more now. Nah, cause I know it's crazy people down in Florida. I know a lot of crazy shit goes down in Florida. However, what I do see and what I have been seeing as of late that no matter how crazy Florida is and what be going on down in Florida is so crazy. They shutting down uh, the spring break and they doing all that bullshit and they trying to run it out. Florida is attempting to make some sort of change, though. I will say that. Like, Florida is attempting to address certain issues that we all know are issues. However, we turn a blind eye to. What Florida is doing is saying, listen, we're going to set our own precedent. Like, we're not going to sit around and wait for somebody else to, kind of set something off or attempt to catapult something. We're going to do it ourselves because I can see this being something that trickles down to neighboring states and then other big states. And I like it. I like the thought that social media needs to be way more monitored, because I don't know if you remember, I reported how it was a massive amount of people that were uh, attempting to sue. I can't remember what platform it is. However, they're attempting to sue because, you know, their children are committing suicide behind this, and they're being bullied, cyberbullying, and things of that nature. Like, I am a firm believer, like, you have to really get a grip and get a grasp on this social media shit. Like, this shit is getting out of hand. Like, people are just allowed to say whatever, you know. I don't like to be slandered. This is the reason why I'm not on Facebook, because the slander the slander was just welcomed. It was allowed, and it was not confronted, and it's just ridiculous. The things that you're allowed to say and the things that you're allowed to do. If I was a public figure, I would have definitely had me a defamation suit uh, years ago, and you know, I'd be sitting on millions right now, because the things they just allow people to do on these platforms is just outlandish. And the things they allow people to see on these platforms are outlandish. However, don't get me wrong. I know that it is up to the parent to parent. However, you have parents that need parenting on this shit, to be for real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, some parents just can't get off social media. They live on social media. They get all their information from social media. They watch their kids through social media. They, you know, just don't get off of social media, which is, you know, it's crazy. However, if we can minimize the use of underage children to be on social media, you know, I'm all for it. It's kind of like you can't drink until you're 21. You can't drive until you're 16. You know, you can't get on social media until you're 14. I like it. Salute to Florida for that. Hopefully, you know, people, other states, or, you know, other cities, and people will just adopt that, because I think it's dope. I really do. I really think it's dope as hell. Okay, moving on. Nigga, Bruno Mars allegedly has $50 million in gambling debt with MGM Casino. Um, it's crazy because he was just doing a residence in Vegas, and I believe it was at the MGM. So MGM's just getting their money back, like, and some. It's like, all right, we're gonna pay for this residence. Boom, boom, get this money, do your thing. Come back to the high rolling craps table or the high rolling blackjack or poker table, whatever. Lose it back. Oh, we'll spot you. Yeah. You owe us now. You locked in. Now you owe us 10 more. Now you owe us 10 more shows for free, nigga. You know what I mean? And I know some people that gamble a lot to where they'll be all right with that. Like, fuck it. All right, front me 50 mil, you know, boom, boom. Like, damn, I ain't even got it right now. I got to do these shows. I bet. So just do these shows and we ain't got to pay you. That'll mark off your debt. All right, cool. I know niggas that gamble so bad that they'll be all right with that. All right, cool. Fuck it. I do these 10 shows. That's these 10 shows we all paid off, right? I bet. So fuck it. Front me another 50. I give you 20 shows. Yo, that's how, like, people with problems gambling, this is how they are. Like, I know an individual that literally have to sign themselves out of the casino, because unless they sign themselves out and black book themselves, they will find themselves there on a regular basis. I know a few people like that, actually. Like, you know, you sign yourself out of the casino for like a year, you know, just to keep you from going there, because shit, you done lost so much damn money. You be getting comp rooms, you got a suite, you lit, You got free dinner, you got free drinks. They comping the shit out you, yeah, because you done lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in a short span of time. Listen, motherfucker telling me, yo, I got the room and shit. What you got the room for? Nah, I just got comped and shit. Or I'm gonna just go stay at the room and shit. Yeah, you gonna go stay at the room up top of the fucking casino, and then you gonna find yours downstairs gambling again. Come on now. They know that. You know that. We know that. Like, relax, bro. Stay out of there. Or get out of there. And that's what you need to do, Bruno. You just need to sign yourself out, player. Kind of like when niggas go to PC and they sign themselves in. Sign yourself out. All right? Because you're going to keep gambling. They're going to keep fronting you the money. You're going to keep doing shit. You're going to be in a residence for the next 10 years just to gamble. Go somewhere else and get some money. Go on a tour. Go holler at somebody. Go on a tour. Go somewhere else. You know, figure something else out, man. Because that ain't it, player. That is not it. Let me tell you. So moving on, man. Once again, New York City is supposed to be one of the safest cities in the country. Cap. I'm yelling cap, man. Sending healing energy and rest in peace to the and my condolences to the family that lost a 19-year-old twin to a stabbing. So a 19-year-old twin who survived the Park Slope stabbing says killer snapped over Instagram follow. So, like I said, my condolences, rest in peace to that girl, and my condolences to her family. Nothing but healing energy getting sent towards their way. Y'all little niggas just gotta relax, bro. Like, people in general, right? People get so upset if you tell them, or if you block them, or if you tell them, yo, I ain't following you, or if you don't get a follow or something like that, or, you know what I mean? So people get crazy behind things like that. A quick story before I move on, right? When I was just in Atlantic City, I'm handing out my joints, I'm handing out my flyers, yo, follow me, da 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 da. Like, I check. I probably got, like, I'm not gonna say the number. However, I didn't get as many followers as I passed out flyers and shit, right? I was in front of the hotel. This dude was talking hip hop. I was like, what he was talking about. I passed him one. He crumpled it. And I was like, damn, bro, you could have just not taken it. And then he goes into this whole long, drawn out story. Now, people was on wit, ready to snuff this nigga. Yo, I'm like, nah, chill. Like, it's not even that deep. A follow on social media is really not that deep, right? Getting blocked on social media is really not that deep, especially if you know these people in real life for real. Okay? And if you don't, then why the hell are you mad? It just don't add up. It doesn't make sense to me, right? So I guess the girl, she was saying, like, she was basically like, no, I'm not gonna follow you. I'm not gonna follow you. The dude snaps out. It was all over Instagram. It's all over Instagram. Not receiving a follow on Instagram, right? Now, salute to Don't Call Me White Girl. I watch her pod all the time, and she was saying that, you know what I mean? Excuse me. It's sad, but what she would used to do is, like, to diffuse the situation, like, yeah, I follow you, I follow you, or whatever, or take my number, then just block it later and things like that. Like, that's what I would recommend to you younger ladies out here that are getting approached by these guys that, might be hopped off pills and gone off liquor and, you know what I mean, these mood altering drugs, because they're not being themselves. They're not themselves. They don't even know who they are to be involving themselves in this stuff. And you're not the same when you're on these drugs. You're just not. I can attest to that. I could speak to that, you know what I mean, firsthand, because I was one off the Molly. I was one off the ecstasy pills. I was, you know what I mean? I was one. So I know that that's not them per se. However, that doesn't give them an excuse to act the way that they do. So what I would say to the younger ladies, my daughters as well, if somebody approaches you aggressively, I would say to attempt to diffuse it. Don't be combative because, kids is out here losing their lives just because they don't want to give a little nigga a follow. Little niggas is in their emotions. They're in a bag. They off a perk. They're emotional. They're off a Xan or whatever that they're taking nowadays. They're off a fucking what is it called, crystal meth, because shit, that shit ain't Molly no more. And that shit damn sure ain't ecstasy. Or shit is Molly compressed with cocaine and heroin and all types of shit and fentanyl and all. It's a concoction of a bunch of bullshit that'll have you all over the place that you don't know what's going on with you. You know what I mean? And this is just a case of that happening where the young girl did not want to give up her Instagram handle to the dude, and he loses it and kills the girl, stabs her, which is it's sad, man. It's sad and it's scary. You know, it's very sad and it's very scary. And people just have to realize that we're in a scary world and just protect what's yours. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm extremely overprotective of all my loved ones, male or female, because you never know what's going on in her. You never know what can happen. And all she just did not want to, which has stemmed from, during the party, this goes on, blah, 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 oh, follow me, yo, let me get your Instagram. Nah, fuck out here, bitch. Blah, blah, blah. Now the young girl loses her life. And the young man, you lose your life too, because now you're going to prison for a very long time. Of a split second decision, which was stupid, which all leads back to social media. Like, when you get a job, you have to be trained on how to do things, how to operate things, and all that. Nobody got a crash course on how to operate social media. None of that. We just thrown to the wolves. Just do it. This is how you get into it, and then you do your thing. Shit, like, niggas need to think about that. Maybe you need to train. Maybe do you need to go through a training, whether it be a little 30-minute video or something like that, and then sign a you know what I mean? Like a document saying that you're gonna follow these guidelines, because the thing is, when you post some shit and they be like, oh, not according to the guidelines, we gotta delete it. That's corny as shit. However, like, you know, it's just be so much going on social media that just gets swept under the rug. And the reasons why these things happen are technically because of social media. A girl lost her life because social media. In a nutshell. Um, yeah. So the next quote of the episode is: generational wealth starts with one risk taker. One. It takes one person to step outside the box, to say, I'm going to do this differently, to say that I'm going to push myself this much further for the benefit of my children and my the ones coming after me, my grandchildren, you know what I mean? Their children. Like what I was speaking about earlier, like I'm going hard to create generational wealth. I was down to risk it all for $1,000 night on the corner. You know how good it felt to G off on a corner flooded with at least 50 niggas? You had to be there, River Street. All right? River Street was the Carter of my day. You had to be there. All right? River and Dow, uh, River and Glen, um, President Street, River Street, man. River Street in the 90s and early 2000s. Crazy. Crazy. I would risk it all for $1,000 a day. Why not risk it all to create a foundation, to create an empire? Why not risk it all to create that? You know what I'm saying? I'm risking it all now to create generational wealth for my kids and then their kids to come. You feel me? And for my family that I ain't gonna say never had shit. However, I'm attempting to bring us to new heights. Let's experience some new shit. You feel me? So I'm taking that risk, man. And all it takes is one of y'all. It might be you. It might be the one next to you. It might be the one above you. It might be the one under you. Whether, you know what I mean? Sibling, parent, shit, grandparents. Ain't no cap on getting money. Ain't no cap on creation. You feel me? Like youngins nowadays, y'all got the world at your fingertips. There's so much that y'all can do, and there's never not nothing that you can't do. You know what I mean? So what I would say is just take the risk, man. No risk, no reward, right? So be that one person that takes that risk to make it happen. Be that one person that takes that risk to create some generational wealth, man. I'm doing it. You do it too, man. Holler back at me. Let me know how it goes, because I know it's going to go well. I know it's going to go great. Be patient as well. You know what I mean? Just be patient as well. That's the best bet. That's the best information I can give you. Just be patient. It will definitely work out. Promise. That's it. That's all you're going to get from me. It's a slight chuckle, because I'm not going to go too crazy. I just think this is crazy. However, I'm going to let you know how I feel about it. So, Lamar Odom and Caitlyn Jenner. If y'all don't know who Caitlyn Jenner is um, the Kardashians, then it's the Jenners, right? So it was the father that turned to that did the sex change, and the now he's the woman. He's a woman now. Kris Jenner is all of their moms. Um, I don't even remember what the nigga name was as a guy, Rob Jenner or something, man. However, he's Caitlyn now. So Lamar Odom and Caitlyn Jenner team up to launch new sports podcast. I'm into podcasts. I like podcasts. I'm not watching that though. I will say that. That's you know you know I don't want to get too in depth with it. However, what I will say is duct tape from upstate 518 to be exact. As soon as I jumped off the porch, I was going G packs and know that AKA Network King is not going to watch whatever that is. Because one, he used to play tennis as a guy. I can't even remember his name. The Jenner guy, right? I think he used to be a tennis player or something. Made shitload of money playing tennis. A shitload of money. Lamar Odom was an NBA basketball star. And he's made a shitload of money, right? He was dating Chloe, I believe. His life went to shit, man. His life went to shit after dating Chloe. He had a bad rap afterwards. Was caught almost died in a brothel or something of that nature, doing a lot of crack and almost dying and almost killed himself because he wanted to be in a brothel doing crack and that's what he chose to do. Now, so after he almost killed himself from dating, he almost killed himself after dating Chloe, and The Jenner dad changed into a female. Now they want to do a sports podcast. I will not indulge. I'm not going to indulge in that. I want no part of it. I'm sorry. I just don't. Sorry, not sorry. I'm just not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna say anything bad about it. However, Lamar did his thing when he was on the Lakers with Kobe. My boy went downhill after that, though. He went downhill in a bobsled on a sheet of ice, and the bobsled had wheels on it. That nigga went downhill fast as shit. All right. And now their comeback is a podcast. Now, don't get me wrong now. To each their own. Whatever you want to do is what you want to do. All right? The same way motherfuckers will look at my shit and scroll to the left or scroll to the right or scroll up and down. Like, I ain't watching that shit. It's the same way I'm going to do that shit. Because I ain't watching that shit. I just ain't doing it. And we speak about podcasts and we speak about great basketball minds and things of that nature. So Bron has a podcast with JJ Redick. Crazy dynamic. I don't know their friendship or how they do whatever they do. However that goes, I'm not sure. That's a podcast that you'll watch about, sports, talking shit. Like that's what I will watch. It makes sense. All I'm saying is that doesn't make sense. All right. Then you have Mark Jackson that has a podcast with his son. That's dope as hell. Salute to them, the Mark Jackson show. That's dope. I watch that. I do watch that. Certain podcasts just make sense. I just think, you know what I mean? Kind of like me, right? I'm like, yo, I'm going to throw myself into this because I want to do I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I know, like, probably everybody says that shit sounds mad cliche. However, like, I seen myself wanting to do this since 2012. It just, like I said before, I didn't have the back and I didn't have the support behind me. The people I was with was like, yes, man, in me, kind of. And it was like, yeah, do it, yeah, but don't. And I'm like, yo, I need you to do this. I need to do this. I need help with this. And then it's like, it just never came to fruition. So I know it sounds cliche. Oh, everybody says they've been wanting to do it for years before podcasts was lit. It's just, it's just the truth. However, these are people that never probably wanted to even think about this shit. I didn't even know it wasn't even called a podcast then. I didn't even know what the fuck it was called then. I just knew that I wanted to get in front of. So me and another individual was like, yo, we should just report on shit every day or do news or some shit like that. That's what we was calling it, like the hood news, and record it and put it up and shit. Before I don't even think it was a name for it. However, to make a long story short, I'd never watch that. That's just, woo. That's just it in a nutshell. I'd never watch that. All right, so moving on. Rest in peace to the man that was mauled to death by his own dogs in California.
At 5 o'clock, a pit bull breeder is savagely mauled to death by the very dogs he was raising in Compton.
His mutilated body was found inside a blood-stained kennel on his property. KTLA's Chris Wolf joins us live from Downey with details about the gruesome discovery. Chris?
Yeah, Cher and Court, gruesome discovery indeed. Veterinarians here at the LA County Animal Control Center in Downey have been working with these pit bulls. We understand they have been sent out for DNA testing. Authorities believe the victim was actually killed sometime last night, maybe around 7:30, 8 p.m., and his body was in that dog pen for hours until his girlfriend found him this morning. Sky 5 was overhead as a woman frantically scales a fence, trying desperately to avoid some very agitated and apparently dangerous dogs on the ground below her. They have already killed her boyfriend, whose ravaged body is just feet away. The deadly pit bull attack happened at a home on North Thorson Avenue in Compton. Investigators say the woman discovered the gruesome scene Friday morning in the backyard and called 911.
There is surveillance footage of the incident or surrounding the property. and it was discovered that as our victim was in the backyard, apparently feeding them, it sounds like they attacked him, and ultimately he succumbed to his injuries.
Law enforcement personnel, firefighters, and LA County animal control officers quickly converged at the location. First responders say the initial challenge was to corral the dogs into a neighboring yard to gain access to the victim. The graphic footage, which we will not be revealing, shows the dogs ripped off most of the 35-year-old man's clothes, in addition to fatally biting and mauling him. Neighbors and animal advocates are stunned.
People need to take better care of their dogs. People need to understand that these dogs can kill somebody and hurt people.
It should have never happened. This time it happened to the owner of the dogs, but normally it happens to children, elderly, defenseless people, and somebody definitely needs to be held accountable for this. There has to be some kind of law and order here.
Animal control officers removed 13 pit bulls from the property, male and female, 5 adults, 8 puppies. Investigators are collecting DNA swabs and forensic evidence, trying to determine which dogs actually attacked and killed the victim. Experts will be examining the dog's general health and behavior and aggression. If any animal is determined to be unsafe for human interaction, it will be euthanized. And one man who does a lot of plumbing work in that neighborhood tells us that he has seen some pit bulls running loose in the streets and that, quote, they are not to be messed with.
That was crazy. Multiple dogs. I can't remember how many. However, it was double-digit dogs, like puppies and grown dogs, and they ate his ass. I don't want to sound insensitive. I don't want to be disrespectful. Like, rest in peace to him, and sending healing energy to his family. His girlfriend had to climb the wall, had to scale the wall, had to get up out of there. Wasn't safe. Didn't feel safe. Yo, yeah, that's a very, being a dog breeder is a very difficult occupation, I would say, to say the least, because obviously, you know, you're dealing with, first off, you're dealing with multiple, just like how when I was talking with my boy P last episode, just how people in the education field, in the educational field or whatever, they have to deal with multiple. When it comes to kids, you got to deal with multiple personalities, right? Now, you have a very aggressive breed of animal, and there are multiple personalities. So they're like, oh, we got to figure out who or were the dogs that did the damage and who weren't. They're going to put all them shits to sleep, puppies and all. I'm sure they're putting all them dogs down. They ain't going to be able to tell what is what. They ate that man. They like mauled that. They killed him. Dogs killed him, took him out. And they were his dogs that he had, that he was breeding and things of that nature. Man, the same way a nigga snap or somebody will snap, or, you know, out of the blue, and then you won't know why a nigga snap. It just loses it and then goes off the edge, the same way that, you know, animals can snap, you know? Animals need attention. You have to give them attention. You can't, there's no possible way you could show 13 different dogs, 13 different personalities, the same amount of attention. There's just no way. Then you got to go out there and feed them dogs. You know how dogs get when you're feeding them. They're very, you know, aggressive and protect. You know what I mean? It's just a lot. It's just a lot that you got to go through, that you got to deal with when it comes to personalities and different personalities, whether it be human or whether it be an animal. You have to be aware, though. That's the one thing that people lack, is the awareness of what's really going on around you. Like, because not to say that he should have been able to sense it. However, like, if you're aware, you can peep what's going on around you. Like, you know if you're in a room and the shit don't seem right. You peep that shit. You could tell niggas' movements like, oh yeah, he about to do something, or oh yeah, she about to pop, or something ain't right over there. Oh, they staring a little too. They body language is a little too. You know what I'm saying? Just be aware is what I would say. That's the one thing I would say. Just definitely be aware. Um. Next caveat, right? Salary needed to live comfortable. This is by far the most craziest, however, very accurate that I've seen, statements that I've seen, right? So a single adult would need to make $94,432 in order to live comfortably. The national average that a single adult makes is $93,933 a year. So the average at the average person, the average single adult does not make enough money to live comfortably. And I would say this is like it's kind of, I think they got to up that. To be honest, I think they got to up it because what defines comfortable? What defines living comfortable to you? You know what I'm saying? To you, what defines living comfortable? What do you think living comfortably is? And if you had to put a number on it, a yearly number on it, what would it be? 94,000 wouldn't be for me. Mm-mm. And what is this single adult have going on in their lives? You know, because you have single adults that have a lot of responsibilities. 93,000 ain't gonna cut it. 94,000 ain't gonna do it. Hello? Yep. One here. It ain't gonna cut it. It ain't gonna cut it. I'm telling you. So two working adults with two children, $209,498 is what is considered to be the salary to living comfortable. Listen, man. I know in the beginning I said, "Oh, these are kind of accurate." Now that I'm reading these shits, I don't know, man. I don't know. So two adults with two kids, 209,000. No, 209,498. So 209,500. No, mm-mm. I would say probably about 300,000 for like maybe like 350. I ain't gonna lie. You might have to double this. You might have to double all this. You might have to double everything that they put. I gotta see who did that. I'm probably not gonna look. I'm not gonna look. You know when you say shit that sound good. Like I gotta see. I gotta check back in and see who. I ain't gonna look. It just sounded good. But I ain't gonna look. It's cool though. Um, yeah, it's crazy, man. I really don't think that. I don't think that that's comfortable. What's comfortable? What's defined comfortable though? You know what I mean? What's comfortable living? What defines comfortable living? And then we can you know what I mean? Then and only then can we figure what those numbers are. Because yeah, no, I don't agree. I don't agree. I did ultimately, like initially, I agreed. That's crazy. Like I was pumping it up in the beginning. Yeah, I agree. This is the most accurate cap. Oh damn. Call myself capping. I catch myself capping every now and then. The thing is, I call myself out on the cap, okay? Like, don't come for me. So we're gonna do another quote because I have two more to do and just a few more caveats, you know what I mean? Not too much more time. Um so the next quote of the episode is what they hate in you is missing in them. So keep shining. Mm. What they hate in you is missing in them. So keep shining. Don't let them block your blessings. Don't let them dim your shine. Don't let them downplay your glow. I kind of freestyled that. However, it all ties in. It all intertwines. It's all accurate. Don't let none of that happen because ultimately, right? You'll be doing something. You'll be doing great at something. You'll allow somebody to come in and tell you, "Oh, don't do that," or "That's whack," or da 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 da. That's because they don't want you to do it because they can't do it. You know what I mean? That's like when I started this back in October of last year, you know, it wasn't getting the, "Oh yeah, do your thing, do your thing." There's probably people behind it, "Oh, it's, another nigga doing a podcast. Da, 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 da." Now, if I'd have listened to that, I'd have been like, "Damn, you right. You just another nigga trying to grab a mic and do a podcast." Nah, you ain't about to dim my light because you don't have it in you to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to write rhymes. I used to make music. That was therapeutic for me, right? Now, for me to be able to come up here, spit my piece, um, drop some knowledge because I'm a very intelligent individual that has a lot to say. Who the fuck is you to say that I should not be doing that? Like, I'm not giving y'all that power for you to tell me that I should not be doing this. I've had in my short span so far, I've had younger cats come up to me and I've had older cats come up to me and said that what I'm doing is helping them in some sort of way. So, I mean, you know what I mean? I got a voice that needs to be heard. I have things that need to be said. And I have opinions and takes that need to be put on display. Now, once again, like, it's always said and will always be said, you ain't got to watch this shit. It's cool. Just know, I'll see you later on down the line when y'all like, "Oh, yo, I knew you was going to blow, bro. I knew it. Like, it's just something about you." If you know me, you know me, you know my character, you know my demeanor, you know what's going on here. You know my dynamic, like, you know my hustle, you know my grind. You know all these things about me, right? So, if you happen to be one of the individuals that are just, you know, hating from the sideline, you just ain't got it in you, man. It's got to be in you, not on you. I don't give a fuck what you wear, what you got on, what jewels you got, car you drive. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. It's not in you, man. It's got to be in you. You know what I'm saying? It's just as simple as that. All right. So I'm going to attempt to run through this as quick as possible because this is a very elongated pause caveat. However, it must be talked about. I'm not going to get too in depth with it because it can get very crazy. What I will say is, Lil Rod is causing mayhem for Diddy, his family, everyone around him. It's looking very nasty for him. So he was saying something about it was a shooting in a studio in LA where his son came out, was in a bathroom with another individual. Shots went off. They came out the bathroom, told Lil Rod, "Yo, don't say shit. Say it was a drive-by," and the dude came in here. The dude, I can't remember his name right now. However, he did not die. He's still alive. However, he is not to be found. Nobody knows where he at. I'm saying he got him a pretty check to keep his mouth shut, I'm sure, and he's just off somewhere living his life. However, Lil Rod is over here making it hot for everybody and anybody, throwing people's names in it. People are digging up on the internet, like putting clips together. This shit was crazy. Shit was just crazy. So Diddy's old bodyguard leaked a video, bro. When I tell you, I'm not gonna show this video and I'm not gonna play this audio because, like, this shit, bro. This shit was very disturbing. This shit was very disturbing. And it came across my feed, and when I heard the audio, that shit, bro, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not playing that shit. Like, I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that. I'm not here to like put down these individuals and try to get massive views off of, their mishaps and things of that nature. That shit was mad disturbing, yo. What I would say. And the bodyguard nigga, like, I gotta be careful who y'all letting around in y'all circle, man. Y'all gotta be careful. Especially if you get money and you got things going on. Like, these people will destroy you later on down the line. So the dude was like, yeah, it was one of the parties. Uh, all the alcohol was drugged. It was spiked. I don't drink. I don't drink. So, I seen Diddy and Meek go to the room, and then I snuck over to the room with my phone. I have my phone and I got the audio, and all I hear is balls slapping cheeks. And now, when I tell you, listen, I don't know who was in that room because you can't see, or you hear, or you got his word for it, and then you got the audio. Audio was horrific. The audio was horrific. Ooh, baby. Whew. When I tell you, murder, murder. Now, then they start scraping together old videos, old songs where Meek did say, I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy. That was like, I don't know, man. And I'm like I said, I'm not here to defame anybody. And yo, salute to Big Loon. He was on the Big Facts podcast with DJ Scream and Big Bank and damn, I can't forget. I can't remember homegirl name. Well, she dope as hell too. It'll come to me. However, the Big Facts podcast, and Big Loon was on there. He was explaining how, like, and I liked his take on it, and I definitely agree with him. Right? He was like, boom, you got all these blogs that put out all this negativity. He was like, we got to combat that with positivity. You know what I mean? When they throw up something negative, we got to be there to throw up something positive. Like, kind of work together and use the voice that we have, like these other platforms have, and create your own platforms that could do this. And I think that's genius as shit. Like, oh, you got good numbers, you get good followers. All right, so I'm gonna put you on my team so that way we could spread positive the same way that they're spreading this negative, because all they're trying to do is just take niggas out simultaneously, and they're using social media to do it because the internet never loses. The internet is undefeated. No loss in sight, just to be clear. So yeah, I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to get really too crazy or too deep into that because I'm not really with spreading the negativity. Just, I just hope everything works out for them, man. What I would say is something I thought was just funny as hell. I was talking to my cousin. I was like, yeah, cuz, what you think is going to happen? Like, yeah, man, shit, they might as well let R. Kelly out because they got a bigger fish with Diddy. I said, damn, that's what you got from that? I thought that was, freak outs, man. I mean, is that good to say? Can I say that? I don't know if I can say that. Well, I said it. I don't really. I do the editing myself, and I'm damn sure not about to edit it out. So, no, it's said. What was said is said. So the next caveat, right? J. Cole apologized at Dreamville Fest for making a diss song towards Kendrick Lamar. There's been a lot of controversy about this. Oh, this is lyrical sparring. This is rap. This is da-da-da-da. Why are you apologizing? What he was saying was that it wasn't sitting right with him, basically for just spreading a false narrative, saying falsified things that weren't really necessarily actually true just for a song. So you reaching, listen, he makes good music. Kendrick's diss to Drake and J. Cole, nigga, bam. All right, that's all I will say to that. Salute to them guys for continuously making great music. So J. Cole dropped a project called Might Delete Later. Charlamagne the God said you need to delete that now. It's doo-doo, which I thought, he's a hilarious guy. I thought that was pretty funny. I did not hear the 7-minute drill. I heard a couple pieces of it. My thing is, if you're redacting what you said in it, I damn sure don't want to listen to it now. If I'm gonna listen to some shit that you want to take back and delete and apologize for, obviously it wasn't it. So I'm not indulging in it. I'm all for lyrical sparring. I'm all for battle rapping. I love battle rap. You know what I mean? That's all it really is just testing and sparring and just proving that you know, better lyricists and things of that nature. I don't see nothing wrong with it. However, if it's not sitting right with that man and his soul, then you know what I mean? Yeah, it makes sense. Apologize, little nigga. Yeah, man, because you know, you obviously, you know, it wasn't right. You didn't feel right, and you know you shouldn't have did it, man. And people should apologize a lot more nowadays. You know, just own up to your shit and just move on. That's all. And the next episode before we dip, um, I'm gonna use this because I really don't have a POV, not this time. However, just make sure you look forward to Bozo of the Week because that's coming. That'll be coming to you next episode. Like I told you, I got a very special surprise for our next episode. I'm gonna have two individuals that mean a lot to me on here, and we're gonna have a ball. You see how my shit turned into 3 segments with my boy PR. This might be a goddamn 5-part series that we gonna be here turn. So, the next quote is, "The only work that matters is the work that no one sees." The only work that matters is the work that no one sees. And what that screams to me is, do work on you. You know what I'm saying? Work on yourself. All right? Nobody's gonna see that work. However, they will feel it. They will experience it. The more you do it, work on yourself. Look in the mirror. Correct your flaws. Challenge yourself. That's the work that matters. Not jumping on the ground. So, oh, I did a good deed today. Do the ones that, you know, that sit right with you, that sit well with you, that are benefiting other people. They'll do it for you. They'll big you up. I'm telling you, if you're doing the phenomenal job that you should be doing, people will big you up. They will put you on. A lot of good will come from it. You ain't got to be doing it for clout all the time. You don't got to do it for clout all the time, man. Because the only work that matters is the work that no one sees, man. Now, before we dip, I just want to send healing energy and condolences to the late, great Orenthal James Simpson, man. It was reported that O.J. Simpson has passed from cancer at the age of 76, man. So, you know, multi-record holder, the controversy of, you know, he may have killed his wife. He was acquitted. If it don't fit, you must have quit. His latest work that I was seeing him on was the Is What It Is podcast with Cam Mason, Stat Baby. He was a NFL analyst, football analyst for the pod, for the show. And I was looking forward to football season to come back just to hear his takes on it. You know, he was a Niners fan and a Bills fan, all integrated in one, a USC fan. He's a late, great man. So, you know, just send condolences and healing energy to his family and anybody that was impacted by his passing. With that being said, you know how it goes around here. Duct tape from upstate, baby. 518 to be exact. As soon as I jumped off the porch, I was grinding G-Packs. Know that. AKA Network King, man. Moving around, making things shake, man. I'm getting things done, man. And just thank y'all for sitting with me in another episode, man. And you can quote me on this.